Hello, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into the fourth episode of the self-love series. This is the second to last, and I have with me my dear and dear friend, Monique Lyttle. And as everyone introduces themselves, she's going to introduce herself. Go ahead, girl.
Well, I am Monique, aka Little Monique, Mo, all those nicknames. Hello.
And you are what do you do?
You're I write. I write.
You're a writer.
I'm a writer. I write poetry mostly, writing books and stuff. But writer's a good enough word.
Writer's good. Yeah, writer's good. Awesome. Did you freeze? What happened?
Your phone just went to Jamie's iPhone.
Yeah, because it was. I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. All right, better? Okay. So we're going to get right into the self-love series, guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying the week so far. It's been a blessing to my heart, and I know it's been a blessing to your heart. So the first question I have for Miss Monique is, how did you learn to love yourself?
How did I learn to love myself? I really love this question. It made me think very deeply into my life, and it made me realize the first moment I was really, intentional on loving myself was in high school. And that's when I, was actively making myself say no to people. I was what they call a yes man, just saying yes, everyone, if you want this, you want that, yes. And that's really ill-advised love, yes, it's good to give, but you don't give more than you could offer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to cut that out, and boy, it was progress. And mind you, that's just one part of my life. So as time went on, I had to learn that loving yourself really doesn't happen overnight. I didn't even know I was loving myself then, but that's pretty much the moment it truly started, with intentionality. And then, so I had to realize that I had to give myself grace for a lot, be kind to myself. Everything, it's weird how God really just moves into our life before we even know. It's just he has you just grow in a certain way, and then bam, just peekaboo, it was me the whole time. You're right, God. I see you. And so every now and then, as time went on, I was, embracing a new thing, but still, struggling in other areas. Say, life and death is in the power of the tongue, right? A lot of us have this habit of saying, I hate myself, I hate my life.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
So much things, and it really tears down. If it's not directed at anything else that we are allowed to, hate, that doesn't, take down anyone, including ourselves, and it's, hold on, I need to relax.
Take your time. Don't hurt yourself, please.
Where was I? Right. So I had to my college year, especially my senior year, my senior year, that ended up being a very monumental situation for me. And I say that because that's when I was really deep into the mental issue type of thing. I was on a few medications, so I don't have to get too deep into depression or get too high and manic, and mania. And so I was truly going through a lot. And mind you, for me, with depressive thoughts, you are susceptible to suicidal thoughts as well.
Yeah.
And as much as I guess wanted to do it, I knew my will to not do it overpowered it. And once again, that is God, he wants me here for a reason, and there's also understanding in that as well. And at some point, my senior year of college, it was one of the deans at my school, and it was God speaking to him through him, 100%. I didn't know at the time, but at the same time, I had this idea because it was as though he saw through me, and I had never experienced that before in my life. And what he was telling me was he kept saying, Monique, be kind to yourself, Monique, over and over and over again. And then he was telling me that I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who people say I am. I'm not what's been done to me. I'm not my mistakes. All these things, and that I'm only who God says I am. And that's just another little thing to carry with me towards the future or in my present to help me love myself. So these are just like little things that I had to carry, because imagine dealing with this all in one time. And so like, this just goes to say that loving yourself really is a process, and it's ongoing, you know, even if we love ourselves now, it's still an active thing. Yeah. And so I'm still going through it. I think it was probably this year, I would say, that like I really made it past, like, I don't know, some type of stumbling block that was blocking me from like truly loving myself. And just, you know, because we're raised with these mindsets that
these
mess up
notions
our
that
thinking.
like,
Yeah. And things just go like all the way left. Like, you don't know what to think. You think it's all your fault. You want to tear yourself down, and the devil's just in your ear and it's like, yes.
exactly.
Yeah. And like, this year has really been like my year, and really just not going that way, you know? And so I feel like, which I'm really glad you have this, because it means so much to me to have even made it this far, to like, if I do something wrong that I really hate, or something bad happens to me, my first thought isn't, dang, I hate my life, I hate myself, like, what did I do? You know, because that was our go-to when we were younger. So I'm yeah, that's when I learned, or how I learned. I don't remember the question. Something about learning. Something.
What? Yes. It's like, where are we? Yes. How did you learn to love yourself? So you're to love yourself through like the process and stuff. Like, that's what you're saying. Through the process of time. So my second and last question is, what advice would you give to others about the importance of self-love God's way?
Well, one, I think foundationally with that, we have to understand how God is, or not only that, but how God is not. A lot of us, we tend to have this perception of God from the fathers that we have here on earth. So whether he's not there, whether he was super strict, super aggressive, we have this tendency to think that God is like that. And we have to learn or unlearn that he's like that, you know? We have to understand that how gracious he is, how kind he is, how gentle he is. Like, yes, he is the lion, but he's also the lamb. And like, it's very purposeful. And like, it's just, that's honestly one of the biggest things. And then I would say, to, you know, extend those things to yourself. We have to extend those things to ourselves. It takes a lot to be kind to yourself. It really does. But even while you're not doing the best and being kind to yourself, be kind to yourself while you're not doing, you know, as much as you would want. A lot of us, we have these such high standards for ourselves. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know
where it comes. Like, I don't know where these to expect the best.
Listen. And like, there's only so much that could happen in one day, 1 hour. And people nowadays, like in society, they boast about, you know, working hard and being up, working on the weekends, no rest. That is not the life that God wants for you. To be in spirit, you have the liberty to rest. And so what that means, it's pure peace, pure kindness to oneself. And it's just like that understanding that everything's going to be okay, even if you make a mistake. And it's really just that understanding, and just being patient with yourself, honestly. That, I would say, is self-love God's way. And just look, one of my favorite things, especially before I was born again, was looking for scriptures, just like for specific things that I was going through. And so one of these things would be like, if I want to find out like how God sees me, anything good that I could find about me, and say like, there is one about Israel. I could actually show you one right now, because a lot of the time I just replace the name with my own name. Because really, like, he's speaking to us. We have to understand
Exactly.
that, like, this is a whole love letter that God, like, wrote us. And so, like, say for this one, but thou, Israel, are my servant Monique, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend, thou whom I have taken from the hands of earth and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and have not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. And so on. Honestly, this is just a lot. Not messy. But like, it's just like, first of all, this is the God of the universe. Okay?
Yeah.
Who cares about the universe with whatever the use of universe is thinking? Can't think. But this is the God who created the universe and everything in it. And so he is talking about me in such a romantic way. And he has more. Like, there's something in Psalms about, like, many are your thoughts about me. And it talks about how God has this very intimate moment where nothing is seen. This is when we're in our womb. Nothing is seen. It's just like this area where, like, it passes, and then he's just doing something. Like, nothing you can't see through the ultrasound. No one knows that it's really happening. It's just this idea. Yes. But God knows. Scientifically, it is known. But it's just like, spiritually, there's something happening there between you and God. And then there's the fact that he knew us before, you know, and he had that love in him that he actually became something he hated just so that we could be saved and receive him. So, which is sin for those who don't know. Just in case, you know, gotta do a little teaching thing. But yeah, it's really, it's all of that. Like, just find out who he says you are. And I think one of my favorite things to do is just, like, you know, asking him straight up, God, what do you think about me? What are your thoughts about me? How do you feel about, like, my heart? Like, show me your heart. I want to see. I need some feeling of love. Or, like, you know, plain and simple, God, teach me how to love myself. You know, he will do all of that. He says to approach the throne boldly. And so do that. It's like, it's just this immense love. Is just so opening, you know, and so trusting. And so he just teaches us all of that. So I'm excited for everyone who's reading. I mean, watching this, it's gonna be great for you. I'm just saying.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough road though. Like, I feel like self-love, you just think it's like flowers, tubs, foot rubs and stuff like that. It's so much deeper than that. It's really tending to your heart, tending to the child that you once were, but really still are. God bless you. You have another one? Okay. What was I saying? Oh, right. It's like, it's tending to the child that was in you. Is in you, in your heart. The Bible also says to commune with your heart. Like, we should not let our hearts left unattended. You know, we still have work to do. Like, we have to really, like, mind ourselves the way God does, but with less expectancies, you know? We think, like, okay, as God does, we have to be perfect, you know? We have what God has given us. And so we are able to work with what we have. Like, and there's so much power in that. Like, there's so many instances in the Bible where people have to work with what they have. The 2 loaves and whatever fish, I don't know how many fish or loaves, but it's what they had, and there was increase. Or with Elijah, I think, with the vessels, she had to just get a whole bunch of vessels. As much as she can get, she was able to fill. So there's no reason to be hard on ourselves. That's honestly what I'm learning. But it's still hard. It's still hard. It is still hard, but it is always worth it. And anything that is hard, that is tough, that is difficult, whatever word that describes this one not easy route, is always worth it. Nothing easy is too worth it, honestly.
Yeah.
To say that in any realm of life, I don't know what a realm is. Probably is. But like, Anyone would say it. Anyone would say it, even if it's like for something like totally like off. Like when you know men, you find men talking about women, like women that are easier, men that are easy. They know they're not worth it. They plan to just let it go and then, find someone they have to chase. I'm just like, what type of life is this?
Exactly. But
that is a prime example. That is a prime example. But yeah, that's my piece. And what's the word? And I'm sticking to it. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, I'm done.
I thought you were gonna say something after. That's my piece. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Monique. Thank you so much for telling your testimony and sharing with us the feelings of your heart. It's been a blessing.
Wait, I have one more thing. Of course, many of you may know or may not know. Yeah, honestly, this needs to be said in regards to pain and self-love. A lot of people think that pain can be avoided. And when it comes to self-love, pain should not be avoided. You know, self-hate is avoiding pain. And when we embrace the pain or live through that pain or allow that pain to be felt, that's when we really, like, we truly love ourselves. So please, I beg you guys, just feel it, live through it. It's going to be okay. You guys will not regret it. It's going to hurt, of course, but embrace it. It happened again.
No, my AirPod died.
Oh.
And I couldn't hear you. And I was like, why can't I hear you? That's so weird.
Well, I think
so. I had to unmute. So then it works. And my AirPod is
dead. Okay. Well, for your, I don't even remember what I said. Never mind. Well,
I heard it, and then my AirPod died.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you
and like
missed the important part.
I'm gonna rewatch it.
Okay,
I'm gonna rewatch it.
That works.
Why are we talking? I've never talked this much in a video with someone. Why must I talk so much with you?
I don't even know. It's because
like I've never spoken so much in these episodes with someone. And we're here having our personal conversations.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Monique, for embracing us with your personality and your character in Christ, and just telling your testimony. It's truly a blessing to everyone watching and to myself. I get such a high from listening to all these testimonies throughout these last weeks. It's been such a blessing to my spirit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Tune into our last episode. It's going to be a bonus episode.
Are you throwing a party?
A bonus guest that I had never advertised.
Are you throwing a COVID party?
The what?
A COVID party.
No, anybody having no COVID party? Guys, I don't know. Please, guys, ignore me. No, we need to go. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode. It's been a blessing once again. We gotta go because she's doing the most right now. But we love her. I love her. Okay, guys. Bye.